Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Divine Deck Pod, episode 16. It is October 4th. The San Diego Padres are not only in the playoffs, we've advanced to the National League Division Series against our old friends, our old pals in LA, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and we are here to talk about it. I am Matt Devine, one half of the Divine Sports Gospel, and I am introducing you right now to the other half, Big Ol' Mees, Big Measy, Mike Devine rocking the DSG merch. Mees was good,
Big
baby.
big old Mees is crazy.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, man, excited. Playoff baseball, handled business against the Braves, and now we're going into enemy territory. Tomorrow we're going to be at the game. You're going to both games. I'm going to Saturday.
Yes, sir.
It was a late decision on our end, but excited to go watch the boys there. Only been to Chavez Ravine one time back in 2016, and it was like a Dodgers Cubs game. So going in there for a playoff atmosphere. We got a couple Dodgers buddies that we're going with as well, in addition to us and a couple Padres friends. So hopefully that gives us a little bit of credibility in the mix. And obviously, there's potential that through Twitter we do get recognized and as maybe the shit talkers on the Padres side. So
We've
hopefully
chilled out, though.
but hopefully we get in there. Having our buddy Brandon and his brother are both Dodgers
Yeah.
guys. They can maybe be like, hey, they're valid. So
We're stamped.
we
We're stamped.
got some credibility, but it should be fun, man. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be a crazy series.
My take on it is I think if you're just respectful, right, and it's all fun and games, right, just don't be obnoxious. I think it's the same thing with going to any park. Obviously, um, if you get fucked up, if you get drunk and you start talking shit, some crazy shit could happen. Thankfully, I think we're going to be good on that. But let's talk real quick, Mees. Hey, it's October 4th. We went to both games. San Diego Padres handled business, man. Hey, the Atlanta Braves came in. They were a little banged up. Ronald Acuna was hurt. Austin Riley was hurt. Spencer Strider's been out all year. It was announced right the day before the series that Chris Sale would not be pitching. Everybody was talking, oh, Padres are going to take it to him, all this stuff. All us true San Diegans know, whenever we get hyped, it usually leads to disappointment. Happened with the Chargers, has happened with San Diego State basketball, happens with the Padres. The Pods handle business, man. Hey, simply put, Michael King on Tuesday night had one of, if not the best pitching performance I've witnessed live from a San Diego Padre in my entire life. He 7 shutty, 12 Ks, no walks, which is, as you guys know, our favorite thing. No free bases. He's been incredible, man. The Juan Soto trade, I made a video about it, but I want to talk about it again. The Juan Soto trade could not have worked out better than it has for honestly both teams. Juan Soto's been awesome with the Yankees. More power to him. Hopefully we play Juan Soto again this year. That would be a great end of the year if we got to see Juan Soto again. But the fact that AJ Preller got Michael King, who is a top 5 starter in the National League. He got Randy Vasquez, who's given us almost 100 innings this year. He got Kyle Higashioka, who was, in my opinion, the MVP of that series, the NL Wildcard Series, 2 massive home runs. And also Drew Thorpe, who we ended up flipping for Dylan Cease, who's starting tomorrow. Incredible trade. Mike, your take on Michael King's outing and just where you look at the Juan Soto trade as we're pretty much in the playoffs and almost done with this season.
Yeah, I mean, regarding Michael King's outing, it was one of those where you're almost just kind of like, man, did this guy really just carve like this? Like you're sitting there, you almost are like bracing yourself. All right, he's going to give up, he's going to walk a guy, maybe give up a double, they'll score a run. Dude was lights out, shut him down.
Crazy.
It was one of the most laid back, I think, baseball games that we've watched as fans. Like, I didn't really think at a certain point in time that the game was hanging in the balance. Like, we pretty much dominated that game. Game 1, obviously. Game 2, we got out to pretty substantial lead, and then Braves scored a couple and made it close at the end. But regarding the Juan Soto trade, I saw a tweet and I agree with it, and I apologize if they're listening. They wrote it. I can't quote the name right now, but They said that they don't think if we keep Juan Soto, we're in the playoffs, which is true.
100%
Like
true.
we picked up so much value from that trade. And don't get me wrong, I mean,
Who's
the
pitching for us?
Yankees, no one. With Joe Musgrove out,
With
it's Yu
Joe
Darvish.
Joe and Yu Darvish missing 3 months each, we
And Matt,
legitimately
here's actually who's pitching for us.
Me.
Nobody, because we're not in it. That's
no, but I meant who
no
would have
one's
pitched for us during the regular season?
You would have had Randy Vasquez. I guess we didn't even. Yeah, if I take that back, we wouldn't even have had Randy Vasquez. You would have Drew Thorpe, who got hurt. No, that's again in the trade, dude. We had no one. We had nobody to pitch. We had Joe Musgrove, who has been on and off with injuries this year. We have Yu Darvish, who had to take a leave of absence during the season. We would have legitimately been throwing bullpen games every single day, like we're the fucking San Francisco Giants, bro. It would have been insane. So that being said, I do also think if we didn't make that trade, we probably would have re-signed Blake Snell, but that's besides the point. That trade worked out great for both teams. There's no such thing as a win-win trade. I think if the Yankees don't win the World Series and Juan Soto goes to the Mets or somewhere else, obviously we win that trade. We win that trade. Now, I think the real trade that started to look better on our end is actually the Juan Soto from the Nationals to the Padres trade. All right, because
let me hear it.
If you think about it, if we have James Wood, CJ Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, we never got Soto. Right now, we're sitting with a team that's middle of the pack. Maybe they're a few years away, right? You got Manny, he's in his 30s. You got Tatis, who's obviously didn't play in 2022, but he's coming back. You got to think about it. Like, where is this team at if you don't make that Juan Soto trade right now?
Man, you're
where
spinning
are they at?
low key.
No, because now listen, don't get me wrong. I think the Nationals did well. I think James Wood is going to be a star.
James Wood will be.
I don't really buy into the Mackenzie. I don't buy into the Mackenzie Gore hype. I don't buy into the CJ Abrams is a great player. Obviously, there's some off the stuff field with the gambling. I hope that gets settled. I like CJ.
I think
I like CJ.
By the way,
I like CJ. But
Hassel's never even made the pros.
Where is this team if we don't make that trade right now? Because it all is a chain of events. Yeah. That trade brought us Juan Soto, which brought us to the NLCS and actually legitimized AJ Preller's tenure a little bit, to be honest.
Legitimized the Padres, man, because you make it to an NLCS. Perfect example, and I'll let you cook real quick. The Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles have lost. Hey, the Baltimore Orioles get glazed like Krispy Kreme every single by every MLB analyst all off season. Oh my God, they have 15,000 top 100 prospects and Jackson Holiday and Colton Cowser, Moo. And guess what? They don't have any vets. Yeah. And the vets that they have, Anthony Santander, he's gone. Cedric Mullins is going to be gone. And these fuckers haven't ever won a playoff game. Mike, keep going though.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen. That Juan Soto trade triggered events. It brought us. Obviously, one thing it did is it kind of humbled us last year, to be honest. I think the humbling of last year changed the entire motivation of the team. It changed, like, you got Juan Soto, Tatis is coming back. You're like, oh, we're going to cakewalk. We're going to cakewalk into the playoffs, and then we'll start playing. This year, they're like, oh, there's no such thing as a cakewalk into the playoffs.
Spot on, brother.
So they played hard. We also kept Jackson Merrill. So that's probably the biggest aspect of that trade. He was he was on the mix of those top prospects to be traded.
No,
he kept Jackson Merrill.
Imagine if they would have traded Hassel, or we would have kept Hassel instead of Merrill, bro.
Hey,
he was a higher prospect when we traded him.
Yeah, but that's why I kind of believe in AJ's philosophy a little bit. He obviously knew there was something about Merrill that was a little different. He was ready to give up a Robert Hassel, a Yarlin Susana.
Hey man, more power to those fuckers.
Now
we
look
kept
at us now though. Because then you get Juan Soto and you get to flip Juan Soto. And from that, you get Michael King. You get essentially Dylan Cease. You get Randy Vasquez and Johnny Brito, who at the moment, you know, they're up in the air. They could be good down the road, though. They're young. Let me hear it.
Real quick, I think Randy Vasquez is a huge win. I think this offseason he's going to grow into being our number 5 starter next year.
Yeah,
I have a shit ton of Randy Vasquez start. That start against the Diamondbacks when they were playing for their entire season, and Randy Vasquez casually goes 6 shutty. He's got
Diamondbacks
good
are
stuff.
chalk, but I agree. He does have good
They had
stuff.
the best offense in baseball.
I agree. He does have good stuff. But right now it goes like the biggest piece of that trade. You could make the argument Drew Thorpe was because he turned into Dylan Cease.
Great trade.
Kyle Higashioka, bro. The amount of offensive production that we got out of him. Now think about it. Listen, we had a ton of Campy stock going into the year. I do think Campy's savable. I think he's fixable. He's shown it in the past that he can hit.
Yeah.
There's something that was going on this year I don't really understand. He changed his stance. Even when he started playing, everyone's like, "Why the fuck did he change his stance?"
He was
Didn't
great
have a
last year.
Listen, there's still some future for Luis Campusano. That being said, if we didn't get Higgy as a piece of that trade, and we're going out there with Campy every single day, dude, Higgy has 19 homers, bro. He has 19 homers.
And he was platoon for majority of the year.
Dude, he's a special player. We need to bring him back. He's a clubhouse guy. Everybody loves him. The fans love him. I think he enjoys playing in San Diego. Nothing was better for that dude than getting traded in that Juan Soto trade. He was in purgatory in New York, and then they brought up Austin Wells. He would still be in purgatory. So the fact that he is a starting catcher in the playoffs. We have a good backup in Elias Diaz. He doesn't need to start, but he can come in. He's a good defensive catcher if we need to pinch hit. This team is set up so nice. So nice. But the issue is, and this is going to start a new conversation.
Let's hear it.
And this is not Dodgers loving. All right. I'm terrified of Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. I mean, I love that I love that you let in there. Last touch on the Braves series. Fucking Tatis hitting that first pitch homer really set the tone for the entire series. We love you, brother. What a fucking moment that was. Arise also has been raking. I think he got 2 hits both games. We love to see it. Manny came through. All the big dogs came through. Awesome series. Handled business. Did our job. Let's talk about the Dodgers. Ladies and gentlemen, Shohei Ohtani is playing his first ever playoff game tomorrow. Happens to be coming against our San Diego Padres. It will be one of the most watched games in a long time, baseball-wise. Ohtani's a superstar. He's a megastar. I saw a TikTok earlier today, and it was like Japan, and it was like all the videos and like billboards and shit. Like I don't think we in America like really gravitize like how big he's, like Messi, like Ronaldo types. That being said,
he's a transcendent athlete in baseball, which hasn't happened probably since like Derek Jeter, maybe.
Dude,
Big Papi. I don't know.
Hey, and this is good. Hey, we're glazing because he deserves it to an extent. So we played the Dodgers last week. Last week we played the Dodgers. We won the first game on that triple play, which was still one of the craziest shit I've ever seen. Second game, Ohtani just cooked us, right? I knew we lost the game when we walked Miguel Rojas, the 9-hitter, faced Ohtani. He came through. Third game, we should have won, honestly. Joe gives up that 2-run homer. They end up beating us. Joe pitched great. We'll talk on Joe Musgrove's injury a little later. Pretty much how this Dodgers team goes is Ohtani is cracked. It goes Ohtani, Mookie, Freddie. Freddie also injured himself, and there's rumors he might not play. So, we never root for injuries or anything like that. I'm counting that he's going to play, but his ankle is a little beat up. He wasn't hitting that great when we played him either. Mookie came through at the end, but wasn't hitting that great that series. Ohtani went crazy. I suggest that during this series, and I mean, Ruben Niebla is a pitching genius. Mike Schultz a genius. These guys are smart. They're smarter than us. There's no reason to give this guy anything to hit at all. Literally the entire series. Depending on the situation, there's one thing, but I would say, if it's a 2-0 count and there's a runner on base, just put him on, because guess what?
Yeah.
A walk, a single, all gravy, bro. The thing that Ohtani will do is that motherfucker. We've seen it in the World Baseball Classic. What I'm praying, honestly, is he just has a shit series. I'm just praying to the baseball gods.
No shit.
Hey,
I hope their best player plays poorly.
How do you, Mike, go about facing Ohtani?
I think
I just mean in general, as a fan, because I've seen people who are like, we should give him the Barry Bonds treatment. I also see people that are like, dude, you got to to play the best, you got to beat the best, right? You got
I
good
hate
pitchers.
that. I hate that take. Like, I hate that take. It's the people that, and it's not a shot at them. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but there are people that were like, "Oh, I'd rather face Chris Sale than AJ Smith-Shawver, so that we have to beat the best."
Idiots.
Like, guys, why? Why? No one is gonna remember if you win the World Series. Oh, but they faced AJ Smith-Shawver in Game 1 of the wild card.
True.
Like, what are you talking about, bro? No one gives a flying fuck what pitchers you face. Like, if you face a worse pitcher, your odds of winning go up. It's simple fucking math. It is so simple. It's been that simple for life. How you go about facing Shohei Ohtani, in my opinion, is you attack him first at bat because no one's on base. He's leading off. You have to attack him.
Yeah.
Okay. You get him out in the first at bat. Maybe you shake off the confidence a little bit. After that, as you were saying, nothing to hit. Absolutely nothing to hit. You should not give that guy a single fucking cookie on a platter. He is going to hit it. This guy is locked the fuck in right now. I think he finished the season like 25 for 38. He's locked in.
He's locked in.
Does the week off maybe help him kind of cool off? Who's
Fingers
to say?
crossed.
But first playoff series, the pressure's a little different. You don't really know how he's going to play. Listen, I personally, if we're gonna say it right now, I think he's going to have a great fucking series. But that's why you have to limit the amount that he can do damage-wise.
Limit the damage, baby.
He is a DH. He can't affect the game outside of at the plate. And if he's their best player, how do you stop him from affecting the game? Take him off the plate. Yeah. Don't give him shit to hit. Like what it's simple. Don't get me wrong. Mookie up next. If Mookie gets hot, scary. Okay? You don't want to put a guy on in front of Mookie. That being said, listen, Mookie's doing podcasts. He's like us, bro. He's just trying to kick it. He's like us. Now
I'm nervous though. I'm nervous that people are starting to. You see that Jimmy Kimmel clip where Jimmy Kimmel's like, "Hey, so you were like the guy," and then they brought in Ohtani.
Mookie hates it, bro. Mookie wants to come down to fucking the I-5 and come play for the Pods, bro.
Hey, come through, Mook. Mike, I love your take though, man. I think that's spot on. Attack him when there's nobody on. Attack him. Honestly, solo shots won't kill you as well. The Dodgers' weakness right now is their pitching, man. They're starting pitching. Yamamoto's pitching in his biggest game he's ever pitched tomorrow. We've raked off Yamamoto this year. We really have. Simply put, he's been better since came off injury. He's been better. And then Jack Flaherty, who I think his velo's down. They said it's a mechanics issue. I don't know if Mark Pryor was my pitching coach. I'd be a little nervous when I see velo down, given some of the injuries that they've had. I like our pitching matchups, man. I think it's going to be Cease versus Yamamoto. Cease Yamamoto tomorrow. And then I think Sunday is going to be Darvish versus Flaherty. We're going to be at those first two games. We'll probably rip a podcast the Monday after. So we're going to just talk about these first two. You know what, man? I think, honestly, you split. Hey, just like 2022, man. Go in there, fucking go for the kill. I know everybody's picking the Pods as like this trendy World Series favorite. Hey, I don't give a fuck, bro. Play with a chip on your shoulder as long as it is. I see some Dodgers fans acting like they're like, oh man, we're the underdog this year. You can't be the underdog with fucking the greatest baseball player on earth, the fifth best baseball player on earth, and like the seventh best baseball player on earth, literally leading off your lineup. Literally 1, 2, 3 are future Hall of Famers, bro. Like, how are you an underdog in that series?
That's a bit that they're doing. They're calling themselves the mom and pop shop. That just like I call us the poor little Padres. Like it's a bit, but it is interesting to see how many fans on the Dodgers side are already kind of writing them off. I think don't get me wrong, we're Padres fans. I'm a little nervous whenever we get hyped up like this. I get really, really nervous because I'm like, I like when we are flying under the radar. No one thinks we're going to win. Okay. So then if you lose, all right. Like that's, okay, go ahead.
Don't fear the heater, baby. Hey,
that's fair. That's fair.
Hey, I said me and Mike were at Social Tap on Tuesday before the game. And we indulged in a lot of adult bevies. Shout out to the Estrella guys that gave us some free beers. That was awesome. And a t-shirt. And I would go up. People would come up to us, like friends from high school, like friends from growing up, all that stuff. And they'd be like, "Yo, how you guys feeling?" And it might have been the bevies talking, but I kept saying pressure is a privilege, baby. Hey, all I'm gonna say to Pods fans right now at home, the fact that we're getting to go up to LA, getting to be in the National League Division Series, we have had such a fucking awesome season. There's no reason. Hey, let's beat these motherfuckers. Hey, yo, the season, like I said, in 3 weeks, win or lose, if we're partying the gas lamp or not, the season's over. We're going to look back and we're going to be like, damn, bro, I miss Padres baseball, regardless of what the fuck happens, man. We get a awesome series against a team that, in my opinion, has been neck and neck. And when you think West Coast baseball the last 5+ years, it's Padres Dodgers. That's what you're thinking. That's it. I know Giants Dodgers, great rivalry, all that stuff. Last 5 years, if you have to admit it's Padres Dodgers. There's some bad blood there. If you're not excited for that shit and you don't believe in this fucking team, hey, Mike, who won the season series this year?
The San Diego Padres won this season.
Hey, Mike, who won the series 2 years ago as massive underdogs?
I believe that was also the San Diego Padres that won that series.
Mike, who was between the Dodgers and the Padres? Who was the last team to win a playoff game? Even though the Dodgers made the playoffs last year.
That's a great question. Again, I'm gonna lean on the side of the Padres, and that was still true back in 2022.
All the fuck I'm gonna say, man. If you're not riding with these guys, regardless of what happens, this is a fucking good baseball team that we have. Ohtani's great, Mookie's great, Freddie's great. Hey, the Dodgers are a good team too. But this San Diego Padres team is special, man. They got some fucking dogs. They believe in themselves. They got some baseball god karma that's going their way. And I'm fucking excited, man. It really is. I mean, dude, we got a rested and healthy Yu Darvish pitching game 2 in LA. He hates LA. They were bullying his kid in 2017. He hates LA. You don't think you want to pitch in LA? You don't think this people are like, oh, it's only the fans that don't like each other. Bro, the players don't like each other. Are you kidding me? Hey, Mookie and Tatis did a podcast. Yo, people do podcasts all the fucking time. We're doing a podcast, bro. Hey, these fuckers want to beat the shit out of each other. You think Mookie Betts wants to walk out in LA this next 6 months and everybody's like, hey, man, you get paid $300 million. You've gone 0 for fucking 55 in your last 3 playoff series. We lost to the Padres. You know what? Real talk. We beat the Dodgers this year. It might not be a rivalry. We've been beating that ass. Hey, the Dodgers want to beat the shit out of us. We want to beat the shit out of the Dodgers. It's elite baseball, man. I'm just like, even talking about it right now is getting me hyped. We got a great team. I love where we're at. Hey, the fact that we took the first 2 and we didn't have to play yesterday, Mike, bullpen's rested. Also, Bobby Suarez, hey, gets that ticker going. But hey, Bobby Suarez, 4 straight saves. Tanner Scott, dog. Jason Adam gave up that 2-run homer, dog.
Yeah.
Ella Jerry, bro, our bullpen's cracked. And what we really need, man, hey, I'm hoping we get a split in LA, bro. Come back to SD, take 2. We take 2 in LA, fucking bring the brooms out. And if the Dodgers are hot, we're gonna take 2 in SD. Guys, the bar's high with this fucking team, Mike. I feel it right now, man.
Yeah.
What got a couple questions, but real quick before.
Yeah, I was gonna jump right into the listener questions.
All right, yeah, let's rip that.
All right. How would you guys line up our pitching? I know that it's already set in stone. We're going Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish, I believe Michael King, Martin Perez, bullpen game, and then Cease again. I don't mind that. I think it's listen, Dylan Cease, he's well rested. He gives you a good chance to win the first game. I'm excited to watch Dylan Cease pitch. What do you think? You think we should have got Michael King? Like, why would you?
No, I was thinking. I was listening to Ben and Woods. Shout out the boys at Ben and Woods on the car driving yesterday, and they had a pretty interesting take. They were talking about how they would have possibly King start Sunday in LA, so that Mike King and Dylan Cease would both be available if a game 5 happens. You have Darvish start game 3 in San Diego. Kings had some incredible games against LA this year. I looked at that as if we could get the dub on Saturday night and then you get King going game 2 against Jack Flaherty, that could be a kill switch, bro. You win those first 2.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think there's an aspect of Michael King pitching game 3 as the potential stopper in case, like, listen,
we go 0-2.
If you go 0-2 somehow, if Cease and Darvish don't win Saturday, Sunday, and you go back to SD, who do you want pitching game 3?
That's a good point.
You want Michael King. You want your best pitcher pitching in a potential. That's a swing game. It's like the election, bro. You gotta prepare for the swing states. You gotta prepare for the swing game. If it's 1-1,
fantastic.
If it's 1-1 going back to San Diego, who do you want to take the series lead there so that all right, we win this one. We have 2 games left, and now we can set up our pitching. We have Martin in a bullpen game.
Yeah. Or
we go and we have to win with Dylan Cease in LA the second time. That's why I think you have to keep Michael King there. Because if let's think about it this way too, Matt. Say for some reason some fluke shit happens in game 1 or game 2 and we split, and then we go back and then it's you, Darvish, and Martin Perez for game 3 and game 4. Little less scary going into a road environment for the Dodgers facing Martin Perez and you, Darvish, this season. No disrespect to you. He just hasn't pitched that much. Going against you and Martin Perez versus going against Michael King, who pitched this week and shut down 12 hitters in 7 innings.
At home, too.
So at home. It's a different environment. The energy's different. So I think I like how it's set up. I think we're in a good spot. Obviously, it's a bummer that Joe is down. Because
yeah, man. Let's touch on that real quick before we go into some comments. Me and Mike were at the game. Joe was shoving, gave up that first inning run, but overall, man, you could just tell he had his shit going. Saw some interviews with him after the game. He's trying to be optimistic. It just sucks, dude. Injuries are the worst. Every team deals with them. It sucks that Joe Musgrove, who's like the San Diego guy, who's really been incredible off the IL since he came back. It's just tough, dude. So I really hope Joe's going to be okay. Maybe if we make it to the NLCS World Series, he can, figure something out. He's not going to pitch against the Dodgers, which is fine. He actually doesn't have great stats against the Dodgers. But hopefully Joey can get back, man. It sucks. And if he is hurt and he needs to get surgery or anything like that, it's a bummer, but we got the arms. Preller's proven ways to find fucking guys like Martin the Dream to eat some innings up. So,
yeah.
We'll be all right, but shout out to Joe. Hope you're all right, brother. Great taco as well at Puesto.
Oh, yeah.
You want to give the Joe Musgrove taco.
Joe Musgrove tacos fire. Joel asks, how would you rate the MLB script so far from a Padres POV?
10.
1 out of 10. 10. Easy 10, dude. Peter Seidler, rest in peace to the GOAT. The year for Peter, this team has had magic. A lot of late season comebacks or late game comebacks this season. Jackson Merrill's emerged into a star. Manny's heated up. Tatis looks like his old self again.
It's awesome, man.
It's 10 out of 10, man. It's 10 out of 10.
Year. The energy at Petco was incredible the last 2 nights. It's going to be incredible Tuesday. It's just been an incredible year. We were talking about this earlier. It's like sometimes you just got to, look back a little bit, be grateful, man. We've watched a lot of bad baseball in our lifetimes, and this season has been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, I'm going to talk about this year for the rest of my life. The emergence, like you said, of Jackson Merrill, King, Cease, like the Juan Soto trade and what happened after. Guys like Higgy are going to be fan favorites for life, bro. Like Higgy hits another big home run against the Dodgers and we end up winning. Look at Cronenworth. Crone still, who's been, and we'll touch on a couple guys who've been struggling and how we hope to get them back. But that Cronenworth to center is an iconic moment, man. Like truly an iconic moment. We feel like every week or so it gets brought up. So yeah, man, I'm excited about that. The script though, I'd say 10 out of 10. What's the next question, Mike?
Next question is from Maga G's 27. It says, need to know the keys to the series. Need to know what it's going to take in your mind for the Padres to win against the Dodgers. I can start this out.
Yeah, hit it.
The real key to the series, and it kind of touches on what we were about to bring up in regards to players struggling. You need either Crone or Xander to get the bat going this series.
Need it.
Because you can not only rely every single time on run production from the top 5 in your order. Like that's just not going to work. It's not sustainable. If your stars have a rough game, or like Tatis and Manny for some reason go 0 for 3, 0 for 4, and Merrill, I don't know. Merrill has bad luck and balls will get caught.
Facts, bro.
You need either Xander or Crone to come through big in a few games in this series for them to win. I still think if they don't, we can win. But I think if they do, it's a really, really big opportunity for the Padres to win. And they've been cold, man.
They've been ice cold. Hey, you're
it's
allowed
been
to say
hard
it.
to watch. It's been hard to watch. They've
No,
been
neither of
hard.
those fools can hit right now, and we're just
They've
praying.
been very hard to watch play baseball. And they have been, unfortunately, for the entire season. So
I'd say
Cron had a good first 2
Crone had a
months.
good the beginning of the season. Mike, I completely agree with you on that. I think, you're paying these guys a lot of money, right? And when the guys that are giving us the most production at the stick, other than, Tatis and Manny, are Higashioka, who is objectively a throw-in, just so that we had a backup catcher, and our 21-year-old rookie. You could look at it two ways. You could look at it as shit. These guys suck. We're paying them all that money. Or you could look at it as, hey, these dudes got paid all that money for a reason. They've been ice cold. Crone's stats against the Dodgers are great. He always turns up against the Dodgers. I think he plays with a chip. I think he comes up when the Dodgers are playing. And then Xander Bogaerts, man. Hey, Xander's contract so far in San Diego, we could be objective. He hasn't lived up even remotely close to that contract. He got paid a shit ton of money, and his results haven't been great. That being said, Xander, it's as simple as this, brother. You fucking ball out this series, everything changes.
Every series is a clean slate, man.
Right.
Everybody's average in every series is 0-0-0.
Xander Bogaerts. Give me fucking 3 home runs this series and a Padres win. And Mike,
let's be a little realistic. Maybe a couple, maybe one.
You never know. Big bases clearing double. Give me something, Xander. Hey, give me something, Xander. Because guess what? All it takes to get back in the good graces of a fan base. Look at fucking Pete Alonso, Mike. Pete Alonso was getting absolutely fucking cooked on all aspects of social media. People are laughing in his face. This fucking guy turned down a $156 million contract. Oh, like have fun in fucking Colorado. Have fun in Seattle. He hits the biggest home run in the last, 20 years for the Mets. And now they're going to play in the NLDS. And now everybody's glazing Pete Alonso. All it takes is one AB, man. All it takes is a Cronenworth to center moment. People forget Cronenworth to center moment. What happened at bat before, Mike?
I believe that was Manny Machado struck out
with 1 out.
Papa.
Hey, no one remembers that shit because Crone came through. Guess what, guys? Manny's come through this season. Tatis has come through this season. They're a team. That's why, in my perspective, Mike, I completely agree with you. We need Crone and Xander to get going. And why not fucking right now, dude? Take a couple days off. Boys, you guys have sucked so much that there's nothing but up. That's what they got to think. It's not like you're like, oh, we've been red hot. You're not Ohtani where you've gone 25 for your last 36 and you're coming in the playoffs for your first time. Boys, no one expects shit from you two. Get some fucking knocks and let's get the party going, bro. Also, my perspective as well. Dodgers pitching. Starting pitching, not great. Bullpen, solid, but a lot of specialty arms. Make them work, dude. Make Yamamoto. I can't have this guy go 7 innings. Make him, work at bats. Don't let him off the hook. If we can get Yamamoto and Flaherty out in the 4th or 5th inning, I like our shot in both games.
Yeah.
That being said, on the other hand, Dylan Cease, limit the walks, Papa. Hey, they're going to hit a home run here and there. Totally fine. Don't give up free base runners. We played really good defense against the Braves. We didn't walk a lot of guys. If we do that again, we're going to win the series, in my honest opinion. Dude, limit. So overall, 3 main points on that question. Crone and Xander to get hot. 2, hey, don't make errors. Limit the walks. And 3, hey, try to avoid Ohtani with guys on base. Simple as that, bro. Hey, if we do those 3 things, I think we're going to win the series.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, a few more questions. We already answered 2024 World Series champ question earlier, just regarding how to pitch Ohtani. I think the last real question is, it's actually a good one. Rank all of the remaining playoff teams and how happy you would be if they won the World Series. All right, so obviously it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple number 1. That's going to be the San Diego Padres. Surprise, surprise. No, I know that's a shocking take. Number 2,
breaking news.
Number 2 is going to be, for me, the Cleveland Guardians, and the reason
that's the same. I have the same one.
I love Jose Ramirez, I think he deserves it. He is a franchise guy. He could have gotten way more money if he left the Guardians. He's kind of reminiscent a little bit of Tony Gwynn for the Padres, where he was the franchise guy. He stayed with the team for his whole career. He wants to win a championship for that city. And don't get me wrong, Cleveland. It's not not to shit on it. It's not a desirable place to live. He could have easily gone somewhere better. He was one of the best third basemen probably in our generation, at least.
Still is.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. I'd be happy to see them win it. My third pick. This is where it gets tricky. I guess I would have to go with the Royals. I like Bobby Witt. I'd be happy, I guess, if the Royals won. My fourth would be the Tigers, just because they kind of got some energy. I do think they fucking suck, to be completely honest. I think their team is terrible, but I have no idea how they're going to be able to pitch 5 games or 7 games. So that's besides the point. After that, it really, really, really gets tough. I would probably say the Mets, just because seeing Frank the Tank be excited would make me happy. They do have a couple Geebers on their fucking fan base as well, so that's where it gets tricky. My sixth, I would have to go with the kills me to say it, the Phillies, just because of our cousins. I guess I'd be happy that they had their team win. 7th, the Yankees. I can't stand their fans. And then 8th, obviously the Dodgers, just because if they beat us in the playoffs and then go on to win the World Series, we will never hear the end of it. And that would be bad for the brand. So Dodgers obviously last. That's bookended. Matt, what do you got? I'm assuming
we're pretty much
a little similar.
We're very similar, man. I would go obviously Pods 1. Guardians, my boy Brian Grover, huge Cleveland fan. Cleveland's got, they're fucking big sports fans out there, man. And the Guardians, I look back on when they were the Indians and lost to the Cubs in 2016. Almost had it. That team's been through a lot of shit. They're a fun team. I like their manager. I like their team in general, bro. I think Josh Naylor, we have a lot of former Pods on that team. So, I rock with the Guardians. They're my AL pick. I think they're dope. Emmanuel Clase, who I wish we never traded, but, that's beyond the point. Number 3, I'm going to say the Tigers. Reason why I like the Tigers, honestly, bro, they kind of remind me of the 07 Rocks. They're a team that who knows if they're ever going to make the playoffs again, to be completely honest. And they're just playing red hot. Tarek Skubal is a dog, and watching him pitch is honestly really like a treat. They're a fun fucking team, bro. Honestly, like they got Riley. They come through in big spots. They beat Josh Hader, who was talking shit about the Pod, so they're good in my hood for that. 4, I'm gonna go Kansas City Royals strictly because they're in the AL and honestly, Bobby Witt's dope. And I have a buddy named Vin from Kansas City who's the homie. So that's it. Then we go to the teams that I really do not want to see to win the World Series. It goes Pods, a pile of shit, Guardians, a pile of shit, Tigers, Royals, and then you literally have to go like all the way fucking down, bro. Yeah. Like to the pits of the earth. I'm gonna go first. I'm going to say Mets strictly because, Frank the Tank's been nice enough to hop on the show a couple times. And, the thing with the Mets is they kind of are like the East Coast Pods. I think they're a little bit cornier, but, they've had some awesome moments this year. And if they do end up winning it, like, good for them, honestly. Like, they're one of those teams that just has, like, I like Lindor. That home run that Pete Alonso had. Watching that game, we were watching it last night. Like, I audibly was like, wow. Like, I didn't talk for like 2 minutes. Like, that was a cool moment. So if they win, more power to them, I guess. Then it goes even further down. And then there's the next 3 teams. And you know what's crazy, Mike? I'm going Yankees. You know why I'm going Yankees?
Why is that?
Tim Hill, brother. Tim Hill getting a ring would be dope. I fuck with Tim Hill heavy. Thing with the Yanks, I went to Yankee Stadium. A couple of their fans are dicks, but overall, man, I have a couple friends that are big Yankees fans. They're going to talk a lot of shit if they win, so I would be down for them to not win. But over that, I just do not want to see the Phillies or the Dodgers win the World Series. Phillies, because of NLCS 2022, a lot of their fans still do the "that's what's in" joke. Every time I see that, I get really angry just because it's a dark blemish on the Padres resume. Love my cousins, love my family. If people at home don't know, our whole family's from Philadelphia. That being said, you guys have seen the Eagles win. You've seen the Phillies win. Fuck
And
you.
they just complain about it. Like, oh my God, our teams suck. I'm like, you've made the Super Bowl, you've won a Super Bowl.
You also have
Sixers make the playoffs every year.
Sports. You have
Dude,
four
it's
professional
just
sports teams.
insufferable. It's insufferable to listen to our cousins complain about their teams, which is why it's easier for me to root against them. Part of me feels bad for doing it, but the other part of me actually doesn't give a single fuck. So I'm going to just lean on the side of the one that doesn't care, and I'm going to root against them. But sorry, continue, Matt. Not to interrupt.
No, you're good, bro. And yeah, last but not least, shockingly, the team I would like to see win the World Series the least is the Los Angeles Dodgers, because we are going to get a ton of shit on social media from
we
friends,
also play them.
family.
We also play them.
And
so
yeah,
that means we're out.
Series, that means we're out. So that's actually a great point. That's with all the NL teams. That's why they're on the bottom.
Facts, actually.
But yeah, man, hey, 8. Let's also say this: the NL electric matchups, Mets, Phillies, Padres, Dodgers. That's where the fucking bread is buttered, baby. That is the big money matchups. The American League, fucking Royals, Yankees, snooze fest, fucking Guardians, Tigers. We love the Guards, but another snooze fest, bro. Look at the difference between is like, Mets, fucking Phillies, bro. That place is going to be rocking. Yankee Stadium against the Royals. I mean, I guess it will be loud-ish, but like, bro, I don't know. Also, hot take, I think the Royals could take the Yankees.
Me too. Hey, one last question from the gang too. Actually, one wasn't even a question from Padres Thoughts. Said we just need a couple Yama meatballs. Shout outs. So Yama meatballs. We're looking forward to watching you serve up some Buca de Pepo specials.
Tatis owns Dodger Stadium. Need it.
And then the last one is from. Let me see. It was another fun one. I'm trying to find them. Oh, Sin City Duck asked over under on Modelo's consumed tomorrow. So that's a tough one, man, because the first 2 games of the wild card that we went to, we got after it a little bit. Game 1 a little bit more than game 2, but still got after it.
Yeah, we got
to a point where we were walking in like shit. Maybe we kind of pregame this one a little bit too hard. We're gonna be with some buddies, so we're gonna kind of at least get to read their vibe a little bit. We're not gonna obviously go crazier than they're going, but I also think that they're all gonna be nervous too. They're gonna be nervous too. A lot.
I think we're gonna probably throw back around 10 each game.
Oh, I'm only there for 1, but yeah. And by that, we're taking Ubers.
yeah. Also, I mean, that's the thing too. Is like, yeah, of course, like, don't drink and drive, all that stuff. But like, yeah, we don't do that. Uber everywhere, zooted out of space. Another thing too is like, thankfully, me and Mike are not aggressive drunks at all. We like to talk some grief to our buddies, but like, I highly suggest if you're going to the game and you might be a little bit of an aggressive drunk, to not drink, because I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be pretty hostile this weekend in LA. Hopefully not towards us. If the love we got in San Diego is anything like the fuckers in LA, we will probably be seen a little bit in LA. But shout out everybody too. Real talk. Not to get sappy, but when we went to those last 2 playoff games, man, a lot of love, took a lot of pictures, a couple people bought us drinks, and we really just appreciate the support, man. We've been doing DSG stuff for about 4 years, and it's been really cool to see it grow. And we're really grateful. Hopefully we can go to more, Pods playoff games this year and maybe a parade. But Mies, any last kind of words before, we end this episode and hopefully take 2 in LA?
No last words, man. Really just excited to go watch the boys play. This is what it's all about. I think if you would have told us at the beginning of the season that we would get to play the Dodgers in the playoffs again, we would all be jumping for joy.
Absolutely.
I think beating them in 2022 removed the fear of playing the Dodgers a little bit for this team. So now it's a real even matchup, I think. Some people think we're favored. Others think that the Dodgers are favored. But that's what baseball and the playoffs is all about. We're going to figure out who is better this week. And hopefully it's us. And then we can do another pod prior to the NLCS. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for everybody tuning in. Let us know, where you're watching it from. And if you see us out and about, come through, say hi. I would love to meet everybody, and go Pods, baby.